Warning: the following podcast show that you're about to listen to will include explicit language and content in which you, the members of the audience, may find offensive. Audience discretion is advised.
Welcome to another episode of the Hoang Podcast Experience.
Yeah, boy.
Where anything and everything is a subject matter on the show, and no subject matter is ever taboo.
Damn, that's what's up, my G.
And now, your host with the most, Mr. Kim Hoang. Bro, am I getting paid for this?
Yo, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? How in the world are you? This is your boy Kim Hoang, the Asian sensation, serving up another great portion of the Kim Hoang Podcast Experience, coming at you live over in Halethorpe, Maryland at the world famous Wasabi Studios. Yes, I am not in Washington, D.C. I am not in the Asian Sensation Studios. How about that? Yeah, because I'm taking this puppy, this whole show on the road. And speaking of pups, as always, our furry little guest is Monk the dog, who actually lives inside of the Wasabi Studios. And, I knew that I was going to be coming over to his house. So when I came in, obviously he was excited and he was jumping around. Thank goodness he was not attacking my leg, if you know what I'm saying. We're trying to keep this a little PG friendly for all the kids out there. Sometimes dogs will attack you by trying to jump on you and so forth. That's just their way of saying that they like you. It's nothing dangerous or anything like that. They just have a funny way of showing it. But I'm here. I'm doing my thing. Obviously, Hector is not here to help out today. He doesn't even know I'm here, but that's okay. It's good. Right now, we are currently in the month of July by the time that you hear this. And the weather is actually pretty nice. So far, it's been warm. It's been very acceptable. We haven't hit the point of no return yet with the humidity. Now, for those that are in the Atlantic area of the East Coast, or the East Coast part of the United States in general, you know that in mid-summer and in late summer, that humidity hits hard. Like nobody's business. And what you think it's like maybe 90 degrees feels like it's like 120. And let me tell you something. If you can avoid those places of living, please do, because it's unbearable. It's muggy. It's not cool. I mean, I'm Asian. You know what I mean? I already come from a land of tropics and humidity and so forth. I thought I kind of escaped it, but I guess not. I guess it still sticks with me regardless. But we're here, we're doing it up. I'm very excited, for this episode for a lot of reasons. Number one, because as always, I always like spending my time with you guys, and actually, this is my creative medium. I love podcasting as well as I love acting, but I do love podcasting. It is a part of me now. It's a part of my culture and what I love to do. I love to express myself and to share my abilities with you, and it's amazing. And this is the first time that I actually have taken my equipment from the Asian Sensation Studios. That's usually in our multimedia room. And I brought it here in the Wasabi Studios. And I actually have with me a live guest with me today, who's not only a guest, he is also a friend, and he's also family. I've known this young man for a long time. We grew up together through martial arts training. We went to the same karate school together. And, I met him when I guess he was probably maybe 8 or 9 or something like that. And the man that I see before me right now is an adult. He is a young man growing up, and I can't believe that he's here. And I'm excited. I'm smiling from ear to ear, and I am so glad to have him. He's literally from where we are in Landsdowne, Maryland. He is in the Baltimore area. Now, where he is, I'm not going to tell you that. I'm going to say that he's in the Baltimore area. Now, if you know the Baltimore area, there's a lot of surrounding towns within the Baltimore area. So if you're trying to figure out where geographically, grab a map, figure it out. Get a magnifying glass and go, oh, is it here? Is it here? I'm not going to tell you. Baltimore area. But I'm really glad for him to be here. He is here in the flesh. RobAStar is here, ladies and gentlemen, in the flesh. Rob, what's going on, big time?
Just glad to be with you here, Kim.
Yeah, no, I'm glad that you actually, I reached out to you and I said, number one, I've always would like to have you as a guest on my show just to hang out and have fun. But number two, to kind of test the equipment out, because I've only done it like in a first-person setting, but never like multi-person at the same time. So the fact that you're helping me out with this already, it's pretty cool, man. I definitely appreciate your time. So yeah, we're definitely doing it. So first and foremost, man, I mean, how are you doing today? How's life? Everything good with you today?
Yes, everything's going well. Just glad that the weather is nice outside. We're getting to that summer weather.
I'm not looking forward to like later on when that humidity's hitting though, bro. I can't do it. Like I know that Asian people are supposed to be built for that, but not this dude. I'm sorry, I can't. I'd rather like 70s and 80-degree weather. I'm okay with. That's fine. 90s pushing it, but when you get to that humidity point and it feels like it's 120. No, I'm not going out until like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. My behind is like in my room, air conditioning, Netflix, and that's it. So, that being said, man, I'm glad that you're here. It's been the last time that I actually saw you in person was, if I remember correctly, it was the summer of 2019. I was working a promotional tour where I was one of the tour managers, and I got you on the program that we were working on. We were working at the giant barbecue battle in Washington, D.C.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah, I mean, talk about a hot day that day. But, I mean, for 2 days, just hanging out and just doing what we were doing, that was kind of fun.
Yeah, I remember the pretzel crisp and the Cholula hot sauce.
Yeah.
That was some good stuff.
Was that your first time ever doing, like, working promotions like that? Just being on the field and kind of announcing, like, what it is and giving out samples and such?
That was.
Nice. How did you find that experience to be? Was that really cool, or was it kind of like it was a lot of hard work for what you expected? I mean, where was your mindset on that?
It was very fun, just getting to promote product and do something a little bit different.
Yeah. I do remember though you were saying that standing for a long time, just standing for like 8 hours plus, it was a definite workout for you.
Oh yeah, it was. I definitely felt it the next few days.
Yeah. Oh man. No, but yeah, to be fair though, I mean, that was your first time doing that, at least in my mind, and from what others were saying, they thought you did a really good job, that you were very, charismatic, you were really out there, you were, trying to be very people friendly. And I just said to him, like, well, for me, knowing Rob as I have for many, many years, number one, he's a nice guy. He's a hard worker. So, he's, his work ethic, don't even question that, because he's a workhorse. And number three, I mean, you can't find anything bad to say about him if he's doing his job and if he's doing it right, which obviously you did. I mean, you took that bat and, somebody threw like a curveball and you knocked it right out of the park on the first try, man. I'm just like, wow, this guy's a natural, just, engaging and being friendly and just like, oh, you want one? No, just take 10, I mean, we got plenty more in the back. You're good, man. Just, you got a book bag? All right, fill it up. There you go. And I was watching, I was like, man, that my boy Rob doing it. Mm-hmm. Nice. Not bad though for like just working 2 days, and for that industry you get paid a lot per hour.
That was a lot of money.
Yeah, no, it was great. That was really great. I mean, but you were coming from the Baltimore area coming into DC on both days, so that must have been like that must have been a lot to travel there, to get there, to wake up super early and just to report in on time and making sure that you got to the assignment, doing the job, and just, doing what you needed to do.
For sure.
Is that something that you're usually used to a lot, just waking up like early in the hours and working like throughout the day and then calling it the day at the afternoon, or was that like literally your first time doing that physically?
I'm used to waking up early in the morning. I generally wake up at about 3 o'clock, so
3 o'clock.
3 a.m. Yeah.
Good God, dude. What do you do when you wake up at like 3 o'clock? Do you just do you stretch, or do you just start doing like a physical workout routine? What's your deal?
Generally, once I wake up, I'll do a meditation exercise.
Okay.
After drinking some water, I'll add a little bit of salt, like a pinch of salt to my water.
Okay.
When I wake up, I'll drink the water, and then I will start meditating for about 15 to 20 minutes. And then after that, I'll do some journaling and go to the gym. And after that, I just kind of do whatever I wrote down in my journal. So,
what are your gym when you go to the gym and you work out at the gym? What does your workout routine consist of?
So I have a leg day, I have a chest and triceps day, and then I have a back and biceps day.
Okay.
So I will do different exercises depending on which day it is.
Okay. Do you incorporate like a lot of like cardiovascular workouts along with what you're already doing?
I've definitely done a lot of running, some high interval intensity training.
Okay.
Sprints, even walking backwards on the treadmill with a incline, just doing different stuff that, hitting different muscles that you normally don't hit unless you go backwards on the treadmill.
Man. So that means that you're actually basically preparing for the Boston Marathon, aren't you?
Oh, I was ready for the Olympics.
Oh man! Wow, man, where was my endurance when I needed it for the black belt tests? Holy crap! No, that's great, man. I mean, that's awesome. I think also, let's go back a little bit because you have mentioned, before this podcast started, that you were lately you were actually utilizing a lot of yoga.
Yes.
And I want to touch in on that a little bit, if you can explain a little bit about that, what you do, the routines, how it's helped you out. That definitely would be cool.
Oh, like the meditation?
Yeah.
Meditation?
Yeah.
Yeah, so with meditation, it's basically breathing in through your nose and just out through your mouth, and kind of focusing on your breath and just letting go of your thoughts.
When did you start incorporating that into your everyday routine?
Probably I'd say like 5 months ago. About 5 months ago I started doing that. Okay.
Was it just like you found that out randomly by just watching it on YouTube, or did somebody suggest that type of thing to you, or like how did you come across it?
Just from some YouTube videos.
Okay.
Just kind of scrolling through YouTube, and I saw some meditation things pop up, and I think it was Rick Rubin. I listened to some of his podcast information, and he talked about the whole meditation and how that helps focus and a myriad of different things.
It sounds like with the breathing in through your nose and exhaling out through the mouth, that definitely goes back to our days of training in Taekwondo at Annapolis Martial Arts Center.
For sure, doing the key breathing.
Yeah. Speaking of which, a lot of people, including myself, I've always wondered, man. How did you get your start with AMAC? How did you find it, and how did you know that was the school that you and your sister wanted to go to?
So it's a funny story. Back when I was, I think, in elementary school, my dad told me that we were going to go to my friend's house, and we went towards Annapolis to my friend's house, and then he made a different turn. I'm like, where are we going? And then he brought us into AMAC, and Yeah, so it was this kind of a trickery thing, but in the end, I'm glad that my dad brought me there because I made a lot of friends and a family at AMAC.
What do you remember seeing it, like, when you saw AMAC and you probably looked through that, that plexiglass window, what do you remember seeing when you were there?
I remembered seeing a lot of kicking, just people being active, a lot of people being active.
Nice. So when you actually took your first initial real class, did you have like any expectations, or were you scared? I mean, what was your thought process going in before that first actual class?
I really didn't know what to expect. I was a little anxious at first, but in the end, I felt a lot better after doing the class.
Do you remember who was teaching at the time?
I cannot remember. I remembered I was doing some, I'm trying to remember what they're called. It wasn't forms, it was not sparring. What is it, like the 1v1 kind of?
Like walking in a jungle?
Not that.
Or chemo punching?
It's just like one versus one person
one step
on the
sparring?
other side. Yes,
Okay.
I think it was one step sparring.
Okay.
Where we had like different methods of attack or defense.
Yeah.
While the other person's attacking you.
Correct. Yeah. Wow.
There was like, I think 5 different ones or something like that.
Per belt level. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
That's what I remember the most.
Coming up in the ranks, though, when you started from white belt before black belt, like, can you describe a little bit about your experiences with the training and how you dealt with it, and what were your impressions as you started to climb up, let's say, the corporate ladder, if you will?
Just a lot of persistence and hard work. Just having to stick to one thing and just do the forms and the different hapkidos.
Yep.
Hapkidos are very fun.
Yeah, for sure. I like them a lot because it didn't require as much. At least in my opinion, it didn't require as much. What did you think about for many of our fellow students? I probably remember we were a tournament school, so we went to a lot of tournaments.
Those were fun.
Yeah. Do you remember the first one that you ever competed in?
First one I think was Rockville.
Okay.
It might have been Rockville.
Okay, yeah, the Ki Wang Kim one.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Montgomery College. Yeah. That's a good one. Mm-hmm. It just seems like a lot of those traditional tournaments are not even around anymore. Like the Ki Wang Kim one in Rockville, no longer there. The S. Henry Cho in New York City, no longer there. Let me think what else. The one in Hanover, Pennsylvania, yeah, no longer there. So there's like it's almost like a dying breed. It's a darn shame, really. I mean, holy cow! But I remember when we competed and we went to all of these tournaments, there was not one student that didn't leave with at least one trophy in their possession.
That's right. We did really well.
Yeah, no, everybody did great. It was pretty wild. And I'll never forget the time when I first came back was the Pittsburgh tournament. And that was when Little Amos came back because he was training and sparring and he wanted to win the men's grand championship in sparring. And sure enough, the opening round, it was like only 2 people in his division in the middleweight, and he won, and he made quick work just like that. And I was like, what? And then seeing him fight in the grand championship round versus all of these people, and then making it to the actual grand championship against who at the time was one of Kim Studios, real good students, because he would win grand championship in forms and in sparring. And it went all the way down to literally sudden death because they couldn't score on each other, which was pretty wild. Mm-hmm. And then you hear Mr. Johnson's like, Amos, I told you to go ahead and finish it. Let's go. We gotta get out of here. Amos was like, next thing you know, coming in with the Broadway punch, boom. Flags off for Amos, and they were just like, yep, that's a wrap. Thank you and good night. And just jumping in that boxing ring like a bunch of like crazy kids having the time of our lives. Like, you know, we just won the Pro Wrestling Heavyweight Championship of the world, dude. Oh, those were some great times.
Those were.
Oh man, I wish we can go back to those times, because that was a real happy moment for everybody, because it's like we were all happy to see each other. We all supported each other. We all saw each other compete in our respective divisions if we could see it, you know, because I know like everything was happening all at once. And you know, it was great to, you know, to support everybody. Like if somebody got second place, we would just be like, hey, congratulations, you know, you did a good job, got nothing to be ashamed of. It really, in the martial arts, at least in our school, I can't talk for any other school, but it definitely felt like we were a real tight-knit family. Like, you know, you couldn't fake that type of stuff. We, you know, the love was genuine and the love was real, at least in my opinion. You know, and you know, when you said congratulations to the person, or like, hey, it's okay, you know, you actually meant that.
It's definitely a lot of good sportsmanship.
Yeah.
Learned from that.
Yeah. There were times where like you actually, I remember it would be like you versus Tarek for first and second. I'm just like, especially in sparring, I'm just like, oh God, who do I cheer for? Like, you know, because it's kind of hard, because like, you know, I have love and respect for you. I have love and respect for Tarek. So that's why I just kept it like, go AMAC. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that way I'm just like, I'm neutral. And then whatever happens, I mean, you guys just kind of solved it out in the end. But yeah, I mean, let's go back a little bit. I mean, you know, you were successful and you've done very well, not only in competing, but just training as a martial artist as a whole. What did it actually feel like when they said at that moment, they were just like, Rob, you're going to test for black belt? Like, did it really hit your mind like it was real, or do you feel like it's not real yet, even though they told me that I'm going to test?
I felt like it wasn't real until the test. I mean, just once you step into AMAC, that's when things get real. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember like the training up to the point of the test, like, you know, like the black belt training?
Not too much of that. The most training I remember was before the tournaments. That's what I really remember as far as training goes.
That's right. Yeah. Because tournament training not only happened every class that we got in forms class, but it also happened Sunday mornings.
Yes.
Yeah. So we would be there like, I think like maybe around 8:30. We wouldn't leave until like sometimes 12:30 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
For sure.
Oh man.
Yeah, I remember those days.
Mm-hmm. And Mr. Johnson's just like, you know, he would call each and every one of us to do what we were going to do in the tournament. And, you know, if you didn't get it passed, it's like, nope, got to do it over again. Mm-hmm. And it came to a certain point in time that I think I remember it was just like, if you did it more than three times and you failed, it's like, all right, go ahead and pay the push-up fee.
Yeah.
And you know, you got a lot of work to do, and I my arms are still feeling it, man. I'm just like, oh God, Mr. Johnson, 50 straight. Okay, I'm not going to complain with that. I'm not going to contest it. I'm just going to be quiet, pay my tax, get out of there.
And those push-ups, those were not regular push-ups either. Those were on our knuckles.
On knuckles, yeah. Yeah, for the men.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, women, he didn't care. But for the men, it better be on your knuckles, and, you know, making contact with the knuckles to the carpet that was on the concrete floor. Oh, God help you. God help you. Oh, I still feel like the indentations. I can see the indentations of the car on my knuckles. Oh, God, man. So what was it like when you actually tested for the big one? When you actually, on that day, when you tested for black belt, you know, obviously, you know, you passed, but how did it feel during the whole process? Did you feel like, you know, you were really being tested, or did you feel like this is a piece of cake?
I felt like I was being tested. I mean, we definitely had a bunch of
I get it. Yeah, you know, especially in the first degree black belt, because that's like in my opinion the harder test, because you're constantly kicking, you're constantly doing everything, one step sparring, aikidos, Yakusakdarion Tojisan, and all the forms from beginning to what you needed to know, which at the time consisted of you know, all the keep-ons 1, 2, and 3, the pin-ons 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, Jinte. At the time when we were coming up, Nanji 1 and 2, and what else was there? By side eye, and then low high, where we actually had to do the board break with the punch coming down with the kima, just boom, just breaking it. And God help you if you didn't break those boards. You were in for a long day. Holy crap!
yeah.
But it was nice though. Like you did the test. You and your sister did the test. I think you guys tested on the same time, right?
Yeah, we did. We were the same belt level.
Right. So you guys tested at the same time. It must have felt really good to have that sense of accomplishment of actually testing, and then, you know, finally getting the word that, you know, you've been promoted to first degree black belt.
Yes, that was definitely a big thing.
Yeah, it's definitely, it's nothing to sneeze at, because when you say that you've earned, you know, a first degree black belt or any kind of black belt in any martial art, that's a huge accomplishment.
It is.
Yeah,
a big accomplishment.
Now, you're a third degree black belt. Of all the black belt tests that you took, which one do you think, in your opinion, was the one that was really hard on you and really tested your well-being?
Definitely the first one.
You think so?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Just, it was something different. Just the first black belt, you know, going from brown to black. It's a big deal.
Yeah. During the time when you tested for first degree black belt, did it ever occur in your mind that you were thinking to yourself, what in the world am I doing? Like, oh geez. Did it at any point in time? And I think I probably know the answer to this, but I'm just going to ask just for the heck of asking. Did you ever think in your mental state at the time, did you feel like, you know, to hit the panic button and to throw in the towel and say that's it? Or did you just say, you know what, I'm just going to keep going until I can't do it anymore? Yeah,
just keep going. Definitely stay persistent.
Because Mr. Johnson always said that, you know, and he says this at every exam before the exam starts. He's like, if at any point that, you know, you quit, that you can't continue and you can't do it anymore, the test is over for you and you automatically fail. Man, that I didn't want to be that person, because I felt like if you were that person, that was just, you know, something heavy that I wouldn't want to, you know, carry with for the rest of my life, you know.
We weren't even allowed to say that word.
No, we weren't.
Nope.
No.
That word, the sleepy word, we couldn't say that.
No, you couldn't say that. You couldn't say you can't. You couldn't say that you were tired. You couldn't say that you wanted a drink of water. It was more like, you know what, you know, we're here to train you to be, like, you know, really good martial artists and to become like really good warriors. You have to test every moment of your well-being, not only physically, but, you know, mentally, intellectually, and emotionally. And I felt like Mr. Johnson really did a good job in teaching us that, and just, you know, instilling that way of thinking. Because I felt like if he didn't, then all the students that he would have taught wouldn't have the strong character that they have today.
For sure.
What were your impressions of Mr. Johnson when you first met him?
He was definitely, I guess, very, very tough on us. Just making sure that we did, our forms right, our pretty much everything. I mean, he definitely added a lot of pressure to us, but doing that, it allowed us to become better at karate.
Yeah.
And better in life too.
But wouldn't you say that, when he added that, extra added pressure, that it was more like he had like a high expectation and was kind of raising the bar of excellence for all the students?
Yes.
I felt that way too. And I have to agree with you. I think that the first degree black belt test was the most physical and enduring test. And it was the one where, it's kind of like, it's like a make or break point. So it's kind of like, it's like, is this person deserving enough to be, at least in the male counterpart, part of this fraternity, this family of, of black belts? After paying your dues for so many years and training and doing what we've asked this person to do and what was expected of this person to do. And it's kind of unfortunate because in general there are some people, let's say, student A or student B, that would start in the process, and just like when they're about to actually approach of oh, you just now have to do the black belt test, you got one more rank to go, which is this, they would stop automatically and quit. Or sometimes they would quit at green belt or blue belt. I feel like in my opinion, I don't know about you, but I feel like that's mildly a disappointment, because at that point it's like you haven't even really tapped in your full potential yet.
Right.
I mean, does that, when you hear stories about that, does that sound like you get a little disappointed in that, or do you feel like, well, every person has their own decision in life and they just do what they have to do?
Yeah, I think that when people give up, they're just not fully understanding, what is ahead of them.
Right.
And they just end up giving up before they see what's, on the other side.
Right. And let me ask you this. You have mentioned, again, before this podcast, Monk, what's going on, buddy? Ladies and gentlemen, Monk the dog is just having a good time. He's shaking around. I guess he must be doing some kind of a dance or something. I don't know, but it's all good. But yeah, just going back to it, wow, there you go. Just make your way, why don't you, man? Ladies and gentlemen, you're probably not seeing it, but Monk the dog is really having a good time, man. He's really having a blast. Going back, man, you've achieved a respectable rank, going all the way to third degree black belt, which is amazing, because not many students stay around in the long haul, they stay around for to earn a first degree black belt. But how many of them actually stay around for the long haul to earn a second degree or a third degree? And you belong in that club. You are a third degree black belt. When was the last time that you actually formally were in class, suited up, and you were just kicking around? It's been a while, hasn't it?
It has. I mean, I did go, I think the last time was at the school.
Over at Georgetown East? In Annapolis?
Yeah, I believe so, near the seafood market.
Yeah, or on the way, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, and I just kind of did some basic forms, just kind of getting back in the groove of things, because it was literally, I think 8 years or something since I had ever done anything, or maybe a little bit less. Okay.
So you haven't touched the that part of your training since that time?
I've actually still done some stretching. I luckily have not had to encounter any experiences where I have to use Taekwondo, but just like Master Johnson said, just stay away from situations that you'll encounter, just make sure you have good defense.
Yeah.
And luckily I've been able to do that. But definitely just at the gym, I'll do some stretches, some mild kicking. I actually went to this one gym that had a punching bag and a kicking bag. I actually did some side kicks, some front kicks, back kicks, try to some punching as well, just kind of get back into things.
Nice. So let me just paint a hypothetical here. Just say, for example, if you had decided to say, hey, I'm going to come back and I'm going to train just because, I would like to. Question number one, do you know where your gi and your belt is at right now?
I'm pretty sure I've seen it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think that if you were trying to get into it, do you think that it would still fit, or do you think that you would need to get like a bigger size gi?
I think it would still fit.
Okay.
I think so.
Okay. Because you're like 6'1", 6'2", right?
6 foot.
You're 6 foot?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Okay. For some reason, I thought that you were taller than Little Amos, because Little Amos is like 6'2".
No, I'm not taller than him.
Oh, jeez. Wow. Okay. Would you ever consider, going back to training, or is that something that you would have to kind of think about and kind of marinate that thought?
Definitely. I want to go back at least once and just try things out. It's just a time constraint and logistics too, because I think it's like maybe an hour, 2 hours both ways to get back to that. But
right, because again, you used to live in the Annapolis area. If you were still in the Annapolis area, it would have been a little bit easier in terms of like distance and like, I can get there in 15 minutes, no problem, or I can get there in 20 minutes, no problem. I definitely get it, because coming from now the Baltimore area, it's a different situation. Like traffic is tough, and the prices of gas, now versus then, it's no joke.
For sure.
It's like, really? Oh cow! Wait, I mean, I could do it back then when it was like, $1.75 to $2 per gallon. Now you're almost trying to rob me blind for like $4 a gallon. What's going on?
You got to get the car that I have. I get 40 miles to gallon.
God bless you, man. That's great. That's great. I always like cars like anything from Toyota or Honda or anything like like those like 2-door, 4-doors. I'm always down for that. I just never really thought like, to get something where it's like at least a 6-cylinder to 8-cylinder. I'm just like, what for? Number one, it eats a lot of gas.
Yeah.
And number two, you're probably not going to get as much as mileage as you would hope for. That's why now these days, if I'm going to look for a car, I'm like, is it a 4-cylinder? Okay, 4-cylinder. Good. We'll talk.
There you go.
Yeah. What do you think is the most important lesson that Mr. Johnson ever taught you?
The most important lesson I'd say is just not giving up. Just keep on going. Just persistence.
Did you ever feel like there was a moment in time, in or out of the martial arts, that you wanted to throw in the towel? Like, because you always seemed to me, from my eyes, that you were a young man filled with like a lot of confidence, and you just came in there with no fear, and you were just like, okay, let's roll.
Yeah, I mean there were some bad days that I've had, but the good days make up for the bad days.
Yeah.
So I've never given up.
For sure. If there was somebody that came to you right now, and knowing that you have martial arts experience, and they were saying, I'm thinking about having my son or my daughter be in a martial arts program, what advice would you give them?
I would tell them to go at it. Just go ahead. It's a good way to learn self-defense. Good mentally as well, just learning to stay with things and to not give up.
Right. I know for a fact that your mom and dad invested very well with you and your younger sister for your martial arts education. And God bless them for that, because you definitely learned under the best, in my opinion, for sure. Mm-hmm. But now that let's say martial arts I wouldn't say has disappeared, but I would just say that it's in storage right now. What has life been like for you? Like, I mean, what are you doing? Just like, are you living pretty much, day by day? Or are you just, exploring the world? What is it that Rob is doing?
Right now, I'd say just kind of exploring the world, just figuring out what I really want to do. I will say though, I've been going pretty hard at fitness though at the gym.
Right.
Between running and lifting weights, I've been going at that pretty hard lately.
Right on. Well, you've always been a very active person. I remember, because didn't you used to play football back in your high school days?
I did.
Nice. What position?
Center.
Center? Okay. Nice. Was that something that, did you want to pursue that on a higher level, or did you just want to play football just where you were at?
Just where I was at. Okay. I had fun at football, but it wasn't something I really wanted to do, though.
I gotcha. Man, did you play any other sports besides football in the high school days?
Mainly football. I did have a time where I played. I was a punter. I did have more fun with that though, on like a rec league. Mm-hmm. And the funny thing is that our rec league team wasn't really that good. And I think one of our only legitimate touchdowns scored was when I punted a ball. It went up in the air, fell down on the opposing team's helmet, and knocked off, and it bounced off into one of our team's hands, and we ran for a touchdown. So that was like a touchdown due to my punt. And the only other touchdown I think we ended up getting was doing a trick play, mm-hmm. where it was our homecoming, and we had to what was it, the quarterback was on the sideline. We had another quarterback in, and it was like some kind of thing where we tossed the ball saying we needed a new ball, and we just the center, I wasn't playing center at that time, I don't think, maybe I was, but the center hand off the ball to the fake quarterback behind him, and then tossed it to the quarterback on the sidelines, and he ran for a touchdown without hiking the ball. It's called a handoff or something.
Yeah.
But it's legal, but it's a trick play. Mm. So that was kind of funny. So
when Rob is not, working out or doing anything of that sort, what does he do to basically to chill out and relax and to decompress? What do you like to do other than just, working out and meditation and all that?
I'd say working. I've been working at Amazon for a while. That in itself is basically a full kind of a life commitment as a job. Mm. It's a good way to exercise, I'll tell you that, because you're constantly moving for 10 hours, and it's a bit of a mental exercise as well, because you're basically picking up boxes off of a conveyor belt, doing a word search or an I Spy game, trying to find each package that goes in the can behind you, mm-hmm. and then you scan each one coming down that goes in that can, and then you have to put it in the can a certain way. So one by one, you're picking up a package here, and then there, and then every few seconds, you're picking up a package, or if not, stacking up 5 packages at the same time, mm-hmm. and then playing Tetris in the container behind you, because you've got to make sure everything's stacked to maximize the amount of volume and make sure everything's efficient, so you have the most amount of less area or space that's not a package, so you're trying to fill up the whole container fully.
Okay. Now I need you to confirm a couple of things. True or false? It has been said that you like to dab in photography. True or false?
True.
Nice. When was the last time that you actually did some really good photography?
Back when I had my camera, that was probably 4 years ago or so.
Okay.
I was doing traveling. I went to my cousin's wedding in Hawaii. I did some photography out on the pineapple fields in the early morning.
Okay.
Get some like cool star shots.
Nice.
The pineapple field in the background, foreground.
Yeah. Is this the cousin that actually went to karate with us?
Yes.
Oh, nice. Nice. Okay. Very cool. Very cool. What kind of camera is your favorite camera to work with?
I was shooting with a Nikon D850 and a D750.
Okay.
So I've really had a lot of experience using those, but now I know Sony has their mirrorless cameras, as well as Nikon and Canon. But I think Sony is kind of the better out of the few because they were the first to come out with a mirrorless camera. So I think they're kind of more advanced in that sense.
Nice. Nice. True or false? It has been said that you are actually interested in doing podcasting and would like to do your own podcast show one day.
True.
Nice. Nice. What sparked the interest?
I feel like that's kind of a growing thing now, and just being able to use your voice and allow other people to hear, what you have to say, and maybe having talking through different things can help out other people as well.
Right on. Right on. If you did have your own podcast show, what do you think the format would be, and what kind of audience are you trying to attract?
I wouldn't really have any audience in mind, just whoever wants to listen. So I mean, I'm kind of like a generalist, so I feel like I would have different kind of just a wide array of things talking about. Like one day it might be about cars, another day it might be about exercise, another day it could be meditation, karate, could be like movie ideas, just business ideas, a lot of different things.
Right. Word on the street is that you told me that you were recently an extra for an upcoming Apple TV series.
Yes, for Lady in the Lake.
Okay.
It's a movie. Natalie Portman stars in it.
And it's coming out on July the 19th.
Yes.
Yes, the season premiere. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. How did you hear about it?
I was, funny thing is, I clicked a Google app on my phone, and the first thing that popped up was Natalie Portman movie looking for, or a series looking for background, I guess you call it background actors,
yep,
or what do you,
background.
Extras?
Yeah, extras, yeah. Yeah.
And I clicked on it, and I just put up a picture that was on my phone, and sent in the application. They got back to me and said, hey, meet here on this day.
Nice. Was it like a one-day shoot or a multi-day shoot?
What I was doing was just for a day.
Okay. What time did you report into the set?
I think it was, I got to the place at probably like 4:30 in the morning, but we didn't report to the set until, they took us from one spot, drove us off to another location. Mm-hmm. And that was probably like 12 o'clock. They fed us some food before we I think we ate a little bit of food before. We had like filet mignon, cannolis. It was some good food. I heard some animals in the background. I heard like a monkey in the background. Like they had basically they were having like the role that I was playing was an army person, or like a soldier that was in some kind of program in the military, like a top secret program back in the 60s.
Yeah.
And I was playing as like they shaved my head, put makeup on me and all this stuff, and I was playing as someone that was like really sick.
Wow.
It was interesting though.
Wow. Was that a paid position?
It was.
Nice. Very cool. What time were you completed for the day? Meaning, like, for those that are actors, what time were you officially wrapped?
Probably like 6:30 or 7.
Not bad.
No.
Not bad. Especially for most of the time you were probably on holding and you were just kind of waiting to, to be filmed and to be utilized anyways. So it was kind of like, you're getting paid just to kind of hang out and have fun, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it was a pretty chill experience.
So does this mean that we can honestly say that in your family you're a celebrity because you got a chance to work in a Natalie Portman project?
I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah, we got to actually start printing up like some headshots for you, and you might have to start signing some autographs, man.
Yeah.
That's great, man. That's great. Well, this is the part of the episode where I always like to do, which is basically called the rapid fire. It's kind of like how a game show where you have the lightning round and you ask a bunch of questions. It could be true, false. It could be multiple choice. It could be fill in the blank. Like, I'll give you some examples. If I say between Coke or Pepsi, what's the better product? You could say Pepsi just because it tastes better. If I ask you true or false, if Michael Jordan is the best basketball player of all time, you could probably say false. I think LeBron James is the best basketball player ever. Or if I ask you to fill in the blank, like, if I'm having a really terrible day, then the activity that I do is blank that helps me to feel a lot better. You could probably be like, probably it would be listening to music,
Mm-hmm.
So are you ready for the rapid fire challenge?
I'm ready.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, RobAStar is going to go ahead and take on the world famous, the challenge of all challenges, if you will. I always try to make a good moniker out of it. I can't, but it's the rapid fire challenge here on the Kim Hoang Podcast Experience, and here we go. Okay, between the primary colors of yellow, blue, and red, what is your favorite color?
I'd say blue.
Okay. What was the last vacation that you went to?
Last vacation. It's been a while since I've been on vacation.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. The most memorable one was Hawaii in terms of like an actual vacation.
Nice. If there's one item that you cannot live without, what would that be?
That would be pen and paper.
Pen and paper? Okay. I'll take that. Here's a fun one. In the world of cars, automatic or manual?
Manual.
Why is that?
That's all I've really owned.
Damn.
With the exception of maybe one automatic that I had.
Okay.
That broke down pretty quick.
Oh, jeez. All right. Is it true that they say with the manual that's always clutch first?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Favorite color on a car?
Gray.
Gray. Favorite dream car?
Favorite dream car, I'd say McLaren.
McLaren. Nice. Last movie that you saw?
Last movie that I saw was... What did I see? I'm trying to remember. I normally don't watch many movies.
Okay.
But the last one I did watch...
No,
it's been such a long time. I think it was one of the Batman movies.
One of the Batman movies?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember, like, who starred in it? Whether if it was, like, Michael Keaton, or if it was Val Kilmer, or if it was George Clooney, or if it was Christian Bale?
I think it was Christian Bale.
Okay. Yeah, you know what? I don't really know what to think about Christian Bale as a Batman.
Maybe it wasn't. It was the one with the Riddler. It was one of the newer ones.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Cool. All right. Favorite sport to watch?
Football.
Nice. Are you a Washington Commanders fan or a Baltimore Ravens fan?
I'd say I kind of like... So I like Cowboys, I like the Ravens, and Commanders. It's a weird trio, but I kind of don't have a favorite.
Okay.
Yeah. Just because they're the local teams, I like the local teams, and my grandfather grew up liking the Cowboys, so I kind of like
Really?
the Cowboys, yeah.
Like the Troy Aikman days?
I think so. Probably back a while back.
Ooh.
With I guess there was Troy Aikman, yeah.
Okay. Good God, that's a long time ago, man. Holy cow. All right, let's see. Let me think of something real good. What's your favorite type of food to eat?
Favorite food? Burritos. I've been eating those a lot lately.
Are you a Chipotle guy?
No. There's this place called Buckaboo's.
Okay.
Burritos. I think their burritos are way better than Chipotle's.
Get out of town, man.
Yeah. They were like really good. They have like 10 different choice of burritos you can get. They've got like the pineapple one. They have like a Tennessee hot spicy one.
Wait, a pineapple one? Are you serious?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
They have the pineapples and like chicken. It's called Buckaboo's Burritos, I believe. It's pretty good.
I might have to check that out. Holy cow. Okay. What is the best piece of advice that you ever received in life?
To never give up.
Okay. What is your best accomplishment that you're very proud of?
Best accomplishment that I'm proud of is becoming an uncle.
Nice. If there was a place anywhere around the planet Earth that you would love to have a vacation at, where the expense was not an issue, where would you like to go?
Back to Hawaii.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm going to give you a variation. Name a country that you would love to visit that you've never been to.
Ireland.
Wow. Okay. I can see that. All right. We got a few more questions here. Being that you're a martial artist, what is your favorite martial arts technique?
Favorite martial arts technique is... I just like the Hapkidos, like the short kind of, if someone like takes a knife to you or gun, what have you. I mean, just different ways to diffuse the situation.
Okay. Nothing wrong with that. Growing up, which was their most favorite martial art tournament to compete in that you knew that it was coming every year and you're like, I can't wait to go to that one?
Pennsylvania, the one at Penn State.
Oh, over in Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Just the whole experience was really fun.
There's a debate about that because there's some people that did like going there to Pittsburgh, and then there were some people that actually liked going to the S. Henry Cho in New York.
Yeah, I mean, I just remember that after the tournament we had like really good food in Pittsburgh. Yeah. Remember the Greasios?
Man.
You didn't want to go to the bathrooms there.
No, you didn't. But the food was good.
Yeah.
The food was right. Oh my goodness. Well, we always had a blast at the after parties, just celebrating and hanging out as a school and a team. It was always fun. Let's see. Last few ones. In our school, there were a lot of great students and a lot of great black belts. If you had to build your own Mount Rushmore of of AMAC people, who would you be putting in that Mount Rushmore? Now, remember, Mount Rushmore, there are 4 presidents. Now, you can pick, individuals, or you can put siblings, let's say the Smith siblings or whatever. So I want to put you here on the spot, and you can't put Mr. Johnson in there because I feel like that's a little bit too easy. So who would be on your Mount Rushmore?
I'd say the Richters. I remember they definitely helped out a lot in the beginning. Okay,
so that's one spot right there, the Richter family,
along with Tariq Amans.
Tariq Aman, yeah.
The Johnsons. I remember Marcus
and Sheridan. Yeah, they'd be on. Okay, so that's 3.
My sister.
Really?
Can't forget her. Yeah.
In that sense, I almost feel like you have to jump in with her because you were training along with her. The dynamic duo.
Yeah.
Because Batman couldn't win without Robin.
Right.
You know, so that's fair. Name 3 things that you're very grateful for in life.
I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for AMAC, of course. Friends as well.
Nice. If Mr. Johnson was here right now, what would you tell him face to face, knowing that, you know, the man that you are now, not the young boy that first stepped into the doors, but as a man right now, looking at him, what would you say to him?
I would just want to thank him for all the training and hard work that just allowing us to get better. Yeah. And do better.
Nice. If there's one thing that you wanted to leave as a legacy, what would it be?
Definitely having a kid, you know, and just you know, having someone to replace me when I, you know. Nice.
Where do you see yourself in the future in 5 years? Do you see yourself going into the podcasting world? Do you see yourself picking up a camera again and trying the photography arts again? Do you see yourself just being like an entrepreneur or even like an actor? Where do you see yourself?
I see myself kind of testing the waters of all those areas, like acting, podcasts, photography, like maybe even doing little short films or something.
Okay.
DJing as well.
Okay.
I just kind of want to test a few different things out and focus on what I do the best in.
Nice.
What's more fun.
Nice. Which one out of all of those would you rather try out first?
Photography.
Yeah. Nice. Do you still have a camera with you?
No.
Okay. Well, that'll come. That'll come.
Yeah.
That'll come. Well, man, I definitely want to say, number one, thank you for hanging out with me today. I mean, it's definitely been a long time, man. I mean, and also for the fact that we've discussed about, you know, you wanted to be on, you know, the podcast show and just kind of hang out, and you know, you're helping me test out the equipment, which I think it's going really well. So I really appreciate that, man. And you know, if I didn't say it before, like, you know, coming up in karate, you know, there are definitely a lot of people that I looked up to, and you and your sister were definitely, you know, individuals I looked up to, because I felt like you guys definitely showed a lot of dedication in your training, and you exemplified that, the both of you. And I just felt like if I could have just like 5% of what these guys are having right now and what they're doing, I think I would really be up there. So if for anything, I want to thank you both for just, you know, inspiring me to be the person that I am and the person that I'm trying to be every day with my training. You know, I never forgot it, and I never forgot, you know, the hard work that you put into it and the hard work ethic that you, the both of you developed. So I got to give you guys a lot of love and respect. Thank you so much for just, you know, being a good influence.
I'm glad to hear that, Ken. Thank you.
No, for sure. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be wrapping it up. You know, just the fact that we didn't really have a script or anything. We were just doing it off the cuff. We're just hanging out. It's a great reunion of sorts. And I'm really, really blessed to be a part of that process. Real quick, because I know that we have an ending segment, and you would think after 4 years, which is 3 seasons, that I've mastered it. Not a one. So let's go for it. You can find me on Facebook. Just go under the search box, the Kim Hoang Podcast Experience. Find me there, add me, and you know, it'll be great. Follow the content, and I'll follow you back. We are also on Instagram and on Twitter, now known as X. Follow me at TKHPC Experience, all in one word, lowercase letters, no spacing. We are on a lot of podcasting platforms such as Spotify, Apple Podcast. We are also on Amazon Music. We are on YouTube Music, and the new podcasting platform called Audible, which is from Amazon Prime, you can actually access all the podcasts and books, electronic books, spoken books on that podcasting platform for $15 a month. I know there is a trial membership that you can try out for, I think, about 1 week. So go ahead and sign up if you want to go ahead and check it out for free. Also, do me a favor. Number one, please like and subscribe this podcast on all the podcasting platforms mentioned. Please do mention it in person, face to face with a friend or a family member, or just go ahead and talk about it on your social medias. We have the power to do so, like Facebook, Twitter, X, Instagram, TikTok. We also have Snapchat, so post it up that way. Also, if you can do me a solid, if you can actually give me a 5-star ranking on a 5-star ranking on Spotify, and also a 5-star ranking and a positive written review on Apple Podcasts, that would be amazing. Because the more times that we have that on each of those mentioned podcasting platforms, then that's when the podcast will shift over to this is what you need to watch. And it could be, just as simple as, Joe could be like, hey, this is what Amanda was talking about, the Kim Hoang podcast experience. I got to give it a shot. Yes, please give it a shot. Like it, listen to it, subscribe to it, tell your friends, tell your next door neighbor. It'll be amazing, because that's what we call brand awareness in the business. And, last but not least, if you're interested in being a special guest host, if you want to go ahead and participate in our question and answer forum, or if you have any constructive criticism, please email me, the Kim Hoang Podcast Experience at gmail.com. Whatever the subject is, put it there, whether if you want to be a special guest, Q&A, or suggestion, blah, 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 blah. In the body of the email, write down what you need to write down. Send it out. I'll read it. I'll probably respond back within a day or two. And that's it, because I love the proper, correspondence of communication. But guys, thank you so much for your time. I definitely would appreciate that. Please be safe out there and do great things in the world. It doesn't do us any good if you do something that will cause you harm and that you land in a pine box and get buried 6 feet under, because we don't want that to happen. We want you to be healthy. We want you to be happy. We want you to be living life because we love you guys. We care about you, and we want you to succeed because everybody deserves success and everybody deserves the best things in life. And if anybody tells you that you don't, tell them to kick rocks. Tell them to, kiss your gluteus maximus and go to the other place. That's all I'm saying. That is all I'm saying, just to be PG on the matter. But, that's it. We're here. We're out of here. Thank you so much for joining us here over in Halethorpe, Maryland at the Wasabi Studios. Big shout out to my friends, the owners of the establishment, Chemo and Dana. We definitely appreciate you, and Monk the dog for looking after us and making sure that we don't get into any trouble. So for the one time, for my host, or I should say my co-host / guest, RobAStar, this is your boy Kim Hoang, the Asian sensation, saying thank you very much. I appreciate it. Arigato arimasu. We are going to do another episode real soon. God bless you all. Be safe, and just keep doing what you're doing, man, because if you're doing it and it's making you happy and you're doing the right things and it results well, it can't be bad. We'll talk to you guys real soon. Peace.